Happy Canada Day, boys. We're at the Beat Goes On where they're having a 30% off sale for Canada Day. My voice sounds different because we just went 2 straight days of All Elite Wrestling where I was screaming and yelling and booing. But yeah, so hopefully there's a few locations in the area, so I might as well check it out. 30% off for Canada Day. Let's check it out. So you get all these here. These are 4k's. Oh, I was hoping this would be on sale. Fede Alvarez Evil Dead remake.
Is it on Blu-ray?
I have it on Blu-ray, but I don't have it on 4K.
Oh, this one. Isn't this your favorite movie?
I bought it day one.
Oh.
They have Superman with the slip, but...
You have this already?
I have, but I don't have the slip cover. That's fine. Not that much.
It?
I can just make one, yeah, exactly. They already have Way of the Water. That's insane.
So they came last week.
Yeah. When do I get this? The Amazing Spider-Man duology on 4K.
Went to the book and everything.
That'd be the only Spider-Man movies I don't have on 4K. Like, how often am I gonna watch? The first one I found was pretty decent, but Logan Lucky, I found this movie pretty decent. It's already open, but
How about
Arrow, the DVD collection
the complete series?
on DVD. It feels Blu-ray or the tempted. I got the Emoji Movie, 30% off of $13. The Emoji Movie on 4K. Yeah, Hocus Pocus. Anything interesting here? Batman Soul of the Dragon with the slipcover. Was this any good? Did you hear anything about this? Batman animated Soul of the Dragon?
No.
It's not good? Rampage. How much would this be? 30%. I'll Google it. What have you found? From the Criterion Blu-ray. It was actually on my watch list for the longest. Oh, I've already watched it, but I mean, like, my Criterion list. That's cool. I think I'll skip on the standard Blu-rays right now, just to focus on 4Ks and Criterions. All right, first store done. Pretty successful. Got 4 4Ks and a Criterion under $100. That's pretty good. There's 2 more locations. We'll check it out. See what the rest is like. Ka-chow. All right, next location, 30% off. Beat Goes On. Hopefully we find something cool. Let's check it out. Right, voiceover mockbuster here. Just because they're playing The Smiths very loud. You know, the Ingmar Bergman DVD set. But yeah, their 4K section here was okay. I mean, they have a lot of the stuff that they've had for the longest time. I noticed a lot of people, but the Air Force One was really cool. But yeah, a lot of people were selling off their Volume 3 sets that they didn't really care for. Matrix Resurrections with the slip. I already bought it for $6, but with the slip was very nice. They got a few other stuff here. Black Adam, which I will never goddamn buy, even if it's $10 or $5, because I hate that movie. Bridge on the Road Kwai, I did end up picking up because I heard good things about it. I know the Steelbook is out there, but it's just whatever. And we got other things here. Warcraft was pretty cool. Westworld was pretty cool. I just not really into it. But Rambo, I already have this, so I decided to drop it off. Now I feel like a big dingus for spending so much money, like I think about $25 each. But yeah, To Sir with Love, that was from the 3rd Columbia Pictures box set, I believe. So I said, you know, if I'm going to pick these up, I'd probably just pick up the actual box set. And they had the X-Men Dark Phoenix, which I didn't really care about. See, I'm tempted. I'm like, Sidney Poitier, good movie. It's just like, fuck, you know, like, when am I ever going to pick up the 3rd volume? Who knows? Whenever. But if I ever do end up picking it up, then I'd probably be in that situation where I wasted like $20. So, but here are the Steelbooks. You know, the same things over and over again. A lot of things are just sitting on the shelves that I didn't really care for. They still had this Batman Gotham by Gaslight, which I did not like. I think that's one of the worst animation movies that I've seen so far. Just the story is just really weird. And then they had this really cheap Blu-ray Steelbook from Pop Art. Then we have this here Top Gun on 4K Steelbook that I was really tempted to pick up, and I ended up. All right, we're at the second Beat Goes On location. I picked up this what's it called, James Bond collection, all the movies up till Skyfall, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good price. It was like $29.99 or something, and then I get the receipt and it's like, oh yeah, it's $170. I'm like, what? And I look at the receipt, it's like, yeah, it was $130, $129, but the one rubbed off so much where I couldn't see the one, so I thought I was getting all the James Bond films for like $20, but geez. Now hopefully we can go to the last one if it's not too busy. But yeah, let's check it out. Pretty good hunting so far. Got a Criterion, got a bunch of 4Ks for under $15, so pretty good day. All right, Alright people, the third and final beat goes on. 30% off sale. Now I heard there's a lot of Criterions here, so hopefully we find something cool. Let's go and check it out. Guess what? It's your boy voiceover mockbuster. They had the Virgin Spring. They had Scenes from Marriage, which I also was tempted to pick up, but I want to get that box set one day. But yeah, so I was told there'd be a lot of Criterions here, and there was none. So I was like, what the heck? And I was very disappointed because I drove a long time. But yeah, and there's a 4K section. You got a bunch of stuff that, you know, were $10 and stuff like that, or originally $10, but they were selling for a lot more. They had Ambulance that I'm really tempted to pick up, but I'm like, maybe not today. Then they had another copy of Air Force One, which I guess a lot of people were selling because the Steelbook came out. Then you got It. For some reason, these slip covers are deteriorating. All these slip covers are It, always deteriorated. And they got Morbius, which I was tempted to pick up for the meme, but I'd probably only pick that up if it's like dirt cheap. Then you have more Rambos, which I was very sad. Then you got Rollerball here, but look at that price, $40. That is an insane price that I was actually gonna pick up. And you got the Crimes of Grindelwald over the hell. You got Spider-Man Homecoming with the slip. Then you have this really interesting import of the 3-film Thor collection, which looked pretty interesting. It's just I really don't care for the Thor movies that much. And if I would ever watch it, I'd probably just watch it on Disney Plus. Then you got Thor: Love and Thunder, 2 copies of that, Maverick. Then you got the Uncharted movie, which I will never see, just on basis on, you know, me loving the Uncharted franchise and me hating the movie. Then you got The Witch, you got Wreck-It Ralph. Again, movies that I already own or would rather see on Disney Plus. Then you have the Incredible Hulk, or the first Hulk, the Ang Lee Hulk, which I'm actually tempted to pick up, but you know what, maybe for another time. But then you had this little import from the UK. You got Into the Spider-Verse that was weirdly in the 4 Blu-ray section. Then you have the Steelbooks here, which are pretty cool. You got this Batman anthology set with Superman, but it was all dinged up, so I'm like, you know, I'll pick it up later. And then you got some Steelbooks here. You have this 4K Steelbook of the Indiana Jones Last Crusade, which is really fun to see, but I already own the entire collection. I usually don't double dip on Steelbooks unless it's like a better image version, but yeah, that was the this beat goes on to really. I had a few things, but you'll see later in the later haul video or pickup section that what I actually got from this location. Oh Canada, our home and native land. Yes, we are back from Canada Day Blu-ray hunting. Now this was filmed the day before because they're actually closed on actual Canada Day, but when I'm recording this haul video, this haul section, we're actually in Canada Day, so woo, let's go. Anyways, yeah, so Canada Day sale, 30% off, 35% off, 30% off on all Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, CDs, video games. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick up any video games because there wasn't really anything interesting that I wanted to pick up, because I'm really trying to pick up like PS3 stuff and Xbox 360 stuff, or not Xbox 360, but Xbox One stuff, but just stuff I didn't really care for, I don't really need, because also I don't have time for video games. It's just hectic trying to watch movies, you know, have my own small business, and then trying to start school soon, so a lot of really hectic stuff. But anyways, we got a really big haul. I filled up this entire tote bag, full, packed to the brim of beautiful physical media, Blu-rays, 4Ks, all that beautiful stuff. So let's take a look. I'm not going to get into all of the things that I like innovate, like this store I got this store I got that, because they're all from the same store. They're just different locations, so be that as you will. First pickup was a 4K Blu-ray of a movie I don't have. I first watched this on Netflix, and I really did enjoy it. Now I know they got a Steelbook release of it recently, but this was like, I don't know, 15 bucks maybe? Hey Siri, what is 15, oh sorry, hey Siri, 30% off, nah, shut up. I found this on the web. 30% off of $22. Yeah, about $15 4K. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good discount. I actually made I have a slip cover. I printed a slip cover designs for it. Basically just the, you know, the standard, what's it called, the thing. But yeah, Air Force One on 4K Blu-ray. Little long-winded intro. But yeah, get off my plane. Back when terrorists were Russians, apparently. So yeah, a different time. But yeah, it comes with the 4K Blu-ray. I believe this is pretty early in the 4K days. Oh no, never mind. 2018.
yeah, I really do enjoy this film. I like seeing Harrison Ford because he's like a former Vietnam veteran or something, so he has the skills. He's just not like some random president and all of a sudden he's like a badass guy. Like he actually, and he's not a badass guy. That's why I really commend Harrison Ford and his kind of style of when he plays in sort of action films, at least from the films that I've seen, films like the Jack Ryan stuff and the Indiana Jones stuff, where he's not this badass martial artist like Jackie Chan, or he knows how to fight, but like obviously super realistic to like a person, just like a normal person. So that's why I really commend a lot of Harrison Ford action films, because they're really set in reality, you know, because I feel like a lot of the times the action scenes, they pull off perfect technique action moves, and then they get hit with licks, and then they lick them back and all that stuff, and that's not really how fights go. Usually for sometimes it'll just be one punch, someone gets knocked out, or it'll just be a bunch of hugging and so yeah, so that's why I really appreciate some of the Harrison Ford action scenes, and it's the same with Air Force One. Really good, pretty intense, and it's just they take chances that you wouldn't expect to happen in films like this. So yeah, really good. A bit dated with the CGI, especially that end scene. Whoo! CGI could, but again, this is what, 97? Yeah, 97. All right, 97? Yeah, 97. So the year of our Lord, the year my brother was born. So yeah, Air Force One, Harrison Ford 4K and Blu-ray. Happy to add this to the collection. I saw this on Netflix, thought, you know what? When I find it for a good price, I'll pick it up, and 15 bucks? Yeah, sure, why not? Another Sony 4K that I was been really meaning to get into the collection, that I've also made a slipcover for. Oh, these stickers I hate so much. They don't come off nicely. I'll have to use some Goo Gone on this. But anyways, the bridge on the River Kwai, got this for about, let's say, hey, see, 30% off of $19. $13 for 4K, not too shabby. That's about what, like $9 US, so basically Black Friday prices. Even though here in Canada we would get $9 4Ks, and that would be like $7 4Ks in the US. But I haven't seen this movie yet. I heard really good things about it. Alec Guinness, William Holden, Jack Hawkins. It's the 60th anniversary edition. I know, again, there is a steelbook for this, but it's a film that I know nothing about, that if I do really, really like it, I'll pick up the 4K steelbook, because it's kind of a shell format at this point. I know a lot of people got because I think the steelbook for this movie came out the same time Lawrence of Arabia came out, and everyone was picking up Lawrence of Arabia. Thankfully, I was able to snag it before it went out of print, or before it, you know, I guess it is out of print, but before it sold out. But I never picked up this one because it was the same price. I'm like, you know what? I don't know much about this movie, so got it on 4K for $13, $12, $13. So hopefully it's enjoyable. I do have a slipcover design for this, so which is just a steelbook image, but hopefully this is good. A winner of 7 Academy Awards, so I am very excited to get into this. You can't really go wrong with some early, some 50s, 60s, 70s war films. A lot of them are a lot grittier. Well, said give and take, but I feel like this one will be good. Winner of 7 Academy Awards. Very excited to get into this. Booyakasha. Then next is a steelbook that I got for pretty cheap. Hey Siri, what's 30% off of $9?
$9 US times 1 minus 30% is $6 US and 30 cents.
So $6 steelbook, and that is Desperado, the Blu-ray steelbook. Now I know this is a part of a trilogy, and I'm pretty sure this is a sequel to what's it called? Some other movie, El Mariachi. But I just really like the steelbook. I really like the artwork design on it, and ooh, let's see if I can peel this off. And it's very beautiful, very nice looking steelbook. And for $6, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll pick it up on Blu-ray. Now I don't have any of the other ones. They also had the Karate Kid pop art. Is that what's called, pop art? No, Project Pop Art. They had the Karate Kid one. They had the Raid Redemption. I wanted to pick up a few other because these are pretty cool. I've seen the Drive steelbook that they had there once, but I have Easy Rider as well. So yeah, happy to add this. Now, do I want to get addicted to these pop art steelbooks, because these look really, really nice, and I like the matte finish of it, and it's just. Oh, this is what I base my kind of slipcovers on, having that thing with an iconography on the back, and oh, I just love this. So I just hate the stickers that they use on this, because it leaves a lot of blotchy residue on it. So hopefully I can get this off without having to use Goo Gone or something. But boom, yeah, $6 for a Blu-ray for a Steelbook. Not too shabby. This will be going into the sleeve soon. And proudly on my shelf. And then here I got another Steelbook for, let's see how much that was. Okay, 30% off of $20. That is $15. You know, I've heard so much about this movie. A lot of boomers love this. And I did have it on Blu-ray. I thought it was an okay movie, but I had the second movie on 4K, so I thought, you know what, I probably should get the first movie on 4K just to even it out as a collector. So I got Top Gun on 4K, the Steelbook. If you've seen Cinema Inspired's video, he showed it and said it was a beautiful Steelbook. So I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll pick it up. I'll spend the $15 to get a 4K. I heard the 4K looked really good. And yeah, you know, these are just staples in your collection that, you know, for the most part you have to get. It's such an iconic 80s film where it's like, you just have to, right? Like, same with, like, Terminator and, well, I guess, well, I guess Terminator 2 is the 90s film, right? I'm talking about the first Terminator, but yeah. 80s, 4K, very, very nice. Comes with a bunch of special features, and it's just a really nice looking Steelbook. I love when it's like a graphic designed artwork. Now, this does have, this very nasty dried out glue, because this probably came out 2018, right? So it's a bit older, right? 2018? Probably 2021, 2020? 2020, yeah. But yeah, so here's the back. You probably have already seen this before. But yeah, $15 for a 4K Steelbook. Pretty good. Not too shabby whatsoever. I hate this glue. This glue's the enemy. Look how they just look at this. Ugh. Ew. That's not very appealing whatsoever. This looks like, ew. Why they put so much glue on here? God damn. Anyways, yeah, Top Gun. Oh, they have the little Tom Cruise on the top there. That's funny. But yeah, Top Gun. I mainly know this from the NES video game because I actually own that too. But now I finally watched the movie, and now I own the 4K Steelbook, so that's pretty cool. Next, you can't go wrong with more A24 in the collection. I got the Florida Project. Now, I mainly picked this up because Willem Dafoe is in it, and I believe this is the one about the hotel, if I'm not correct. But I saw a review with, I think Pedro Pascal was interviewing Willem Dafoe on Actors or whatever, and I really love that performance, that little snippet I saw, and you just can't really go wrong with any Willem Dafoe film. So I decided to pick up the Florida Project on Blu-ray, more A24 Blu-rays with the slip. Yes, sir, Bob. Now, this was a film that I originally passed on because I didn't know if I would like it. But I actually did buy it on Blu-ray. It was in the $5 Walmart bin, so I picked it up there, and I actually did quite enjoy it. You know, especially compared to the other Blu-rays in the what's it called, in the lineup, and the other movies in the lineup. I would say this is my you know, because I am more of a fan of the horror elements of Evil Dead. Now, I know more people care for Evil Dead based on, you know, like where it stands in cinema, but I really do like the horror elements. You know, it takes kind of a way more creative aspect on the, I guess, the killer in the forest, or a possession movie. And I really do enjoy the first Evil Dead. Second one, I did like a bit too much on the comedy side, for my opinion. And the third one, again, I do like, but for other reasons. It's not really a horror film. It's obviously a comedy action, set piece drama, not drama, but set piece film. So that's why when I finally watched the remake of Evil Dead from Fede Alvarez, I absolutely really enjoyed it. I really did like it. Very gritty, very raw, very, you know, what you'd expect from an Evil Dead remake in the modern age, not like this new one. But this takes a lot of chances, very creative with its gore, with its kills. If you're into like really toe-curling, cringy gore, like things that you can feel, like there's effects like a needle going through someone's hand, or like that kind of stuff, where like, ooh, I could feel what's happening on the screen. So Evil Dead 4K, this is the Scream Factory release. Came out last year, I believe. This was $29.99, but the 30% off sale got to $20. So at that price, I could justify it, because I don't know, why would it be MSRP if it's used and the slipcover's a bit dinged up? But for $20, yeah, I'd pick that up. Now, they had Rollerball on 4K, used for $40. That's really weird because I could go down to Bay Street Video right now, brand new for $31. Why is it $40 used and it's a bit dinged up? So even after the 30% off sale, it was like maybe $1, like 50 cents cheaper. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's really weird. But so I passed up on Rollerball. I really wanted to get it because I've heard really good things about it, and James Caan is in it, and people have requested slipcovers for it, so I wanted to make that, and I wanted to have it in my own collection. But $40, Jesus, that's expensive. And here we got I got a few Criterions here. We got Eyes Without a Face. I've heard really good things about this. This is a blind buy for me, but I've heard really good things about it. I've seen some of the screenshots. Celeste La Cabra recommended it really highly, so I thought, you know what, if they like it, I might check it out for like 20 bucks. So Eyes Without a Face on Blu-ray Criterion. Now same with this. If you saw the Criterion pre-game stream, I'll put links in the description over that Mega Mike movie channel. We did a pre-game stream where we talked about recommendations, what we want to pick up, and other things. And this was one of my recommendations, and that is Badlands on Blu-ray. Now I did watch this previously, streamed it, and then I really did enjoy it. The first ever Terrence Malick film, or feature film I'd say, and it has a 4K restoration. It looks fantastic. I've already seen it while making this video, so I just absolutely love this movie. Again, what I said in the stream was that it is a road movie, spree killing movie, but it doesn't really, the story isn't about that. It's just, that's what happens in the movie, but it's more of a kind of a love story of two people who are just perfect for each other, but also terrible for each other, and they're trying to basically survive all of the elements, trying to separate them. That's how I would describe this film. But again, when you narrow it down to a road movie that's also a spree, like a road movie, spree killing movie, those movies tend to pop up like Natural Born Killers or The Devil's Rejects, but that's not really what this movie is. This is a lot more heart to it, a lot more just a lot more tasteful, I guess what you'd say. Even though I do love those films, I'm not hating on those films. I say this is more of a tasteful, kind of realistic, kind of a, not really of a, I would say Jekyll and Hyde. You know what I'm talking about, but Badlands on Blu-ray. Love this. I'm so happy to add this to the collection. It's been on my Criterion wish list for like the longest time. Now we got another Blu-ray. This was like, let's see, after the sale, it was 30% off of $12. This was $8 on Blu-ray. It's Ichi the Killer, Takashi Miike. But yeah, $8 after tax. I know this was $15 in Walmart, and I remember there being a slipcover when this came out. But honestly, I can always just make my own. And for Blu-rays, I really don't care about the slipcovers because it's more of a 4K thing for me. But if it's like one of my favorite movies, I'll make a slipcover for it. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all the little gunk off. But yeah, Takashi Miike, Ichi the Killer, really gory fun. This is more like Devil's Rejects, Natural Born Killers in that sense, but like a Japanese version of it. I don't recommend it for the faint of heart, but it does, you know, have, you know, social commentary on the toxic youth, and it's a fantastic little romp. If you're into things like Rob Zombie films and the kind of like gory, kind of like the decrepit youth and that kind of stuff, highly recommend Ichi the Killer. Not for everybody, but you know, it's a romp. Next, we got a bunch of Kino Lorber Blu-rays that I was happy to see. Starting off with, this was just really cheap, and it had a bunch of actors that I really like, and that is The Crew. I got this for $5 here. The Crew starring Richard Dreyfuss, Burt Reynolds, Carrie-Anne Moss. Like, Jesus, that's a pretty stacked cast. And I just love Kino Lorber. There won't be any situation where I won't pick up Kino Lorber, especially if it's for a good price. So I picked up The Crew for $5 on Blu-ray. Know nothing about this film. Goodfellas meet grumpy old men. I read that. I'm like, you know what? That sounds interesting. But yeah, no real way in bonus features. It comes with like an audio commentary from the director, which is nice, and then a 5.1 and a 2.0 soundtrack with the original theatrical trailer. But you're mainly just buying it for the movie if you enjoy it. But yeah, oh, there's someone put this in here. I don't believe this would go with that. But yeah, Kino Classics The Crew on Blu-ray for $5. I'll take a $5 Kino. Next was a bit more expensive, but it is a Robert Altman film. I'm trying to get more into Robert Altman. You You know, I love me some Long Goodbye, love me some MASH. What's 30% off of $15. This was basically a normal sale, $10 Kino Lorber, and that is the Gingerbread Man, Robert Altman, huge cast. Robert Downey Jr., Kenneth Branagh, Tom Berenger, and obviously Robert Duvall. This sounds really interesting. He knew the law, but he forgot the rules. Oh shit. So, again, another blind buy that I know nothing about, but a $10 Kino Lorber Blu-ray and a movie from Robert Altman. So far from all the movies that I've seen from him, I love them, so I'm glad to add more Kino Lorber Robert Altman in the collection. Oh yeah, A Long Goodbye is also a Kino Lorber. And then another Kino Lorber. This is a bit more pricier. This is about $11. But I've heard so many good things about this. Now I'm trying to increase my, I believe this is Italian? No, Jean-Luc Godard. This is French. This is a Jean-Luc Godard film. This is a 4K restoration on a Blu-ray, and that is Alphaville. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of French and Italian noirs, new wave, whatever. But I will give this a chance because I've heard so many fantastic things about this. Everyone's just creaming over this film. So, you know what? I'll finally watch it. Hopefully I like it. This cockeyed fusion of science fiction with pulp characters and surrealist poetry. That sounds pretty interesting. So yeah, Alphaville. I can't really comment too much on this because I haven't seen it yet. But, oh, and it comes with a reversible cover? Oh, shit. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, but I do like the other one. I do like the other cover better, so I'm gonna keep that on there. So yeah, Alphaville on Blu-ray for $11. Oh yeah, and another Criterion. This was also for $20. That is Bernardo Bertolucci, Gorlami, and that is The Last Emperor. Again, another film I've heard so many great things about it. Won 9 Academy Awards in 1987, 165 minutes. Heard really good things about this. This was on like the Criterion channel's like all-time favorite films of all time. So I thought I might as well pick this up, and I'm gonna carefully remove the sticker from that because I couldn't put Gugan on this because it's a cardboard little slipcover thing. But ooh, very nice, very nice. It's a very nice looking set. Comes with the disc and a little pamphlet. Nothing in the way of this side. It's just a little damaged on there. But very nice, very nice. The Last Emperor. Nice golden shield booklet to that. Again, another blind buy Criterion, but I've heard great things about this, so I am excited to check this out one day. Yeah, so The Last Emperor. I'm going to make an effort to actually watch my Criterions. I like to stockpile them. Here we got another 4K Blu-ray that is a bit harder to find. I remember when this came out, I was working at the movie theater and just looking at the all-star cast when I would, you know, right before you'd go to the, what's it called? Right before you go into a theater, the way you would know that the movie you're about to see is that from that theater is they'd have the poster. And this had a huge cast: Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig, and that is Logan Lucky. And I heard the 4K is really good looking, so I'm excited to add this to the collection. Again, I don't know nothing about this film, but for what was it, $15 or whatever? Not even. It was like 10 something. So I decided to pick it up on 4K. Looks interesting. Looks interesting enough. I heard a lot of people who love this movie, and the 4K is also good. From the director, Ocean's 11, 12. Oh, is this Steven Soderbergh? Oh shit, this is a Steven Soderbergh film. I didn't know that. So a complete blind buy. I don't know anything about this besides its huge cast. I'm a huge fan of both Adam Driver and Daniel Craig. So this sounds like a romp. Now, obviously, it's not going to be like a serious ultra super duper movie, but obviously it'll probably have nice elements of comedy and that kind of stuff, and action and all that kind of stuff. It looks like a heist movie, I believe, with all the cash on the floor, maybe, who knows. But yeah, Logan Lucky on 4K. And now this may have been an irresponsible buy because it was like let's see how much that was. 30% off of $19. So this is about $13 for only one movie I wanted. Actually, it doesn't really sound that bad, but it comes with 5. It comes with Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, Inception, Memento, and the main reason why I picked this up was because of Insomnia. That is the Blu-ray set, the Christopher Nolan's Director's Collection on Blu-ray. This is only for about $13. Yeah, I got what's it called? Insomnia from a pawn shop, but I didn't check it out. And then by the time I came home, I made popcorn, I set up the player, and then god damn it, the disc was not in the goddamn case. And then I'm like, shit. So I had to go back and return it. I'm like, oh fuck, sorry, this didn't have a case in it. But yeah, so I literally just bought this for one movie. But obviously, Memento is in this. I love Memento, even though I just bought Memento, and I actually made a slipcover for it like recently. So yeah, this is Memento. I guess maybe I can sell it because I know it's out of print or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? But I finally have Insomnia on Blu-ray. Now, I believe that's every single Christopher Nolan film on physical. Yeah, I even have Following, Insomnia. I have Prestige, Dark Knight Trilogy, Memento, Tenet, Interstellar. I think I'm maybe missing out on. Okay, no, all these other things came in that actual Following Blu-ray. So I think with this added to the collection, I now own every single Christopher Nolan movie on physical media, so that is really, really cool. Mainly got it for one movie, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It comes in this nice, really sturdy box. Also got this on Criterion Blu-ray. Now, this is another complete blind buy, but this sounds like it's straight up my alley. It's another anti-war, European anti-war film. The first kind of, this is really early, right? This is 1959. The first major anti-war film to come out of Germany post-World War II, and that is The Bridge on Criterion. No 4K. This is a 2K digital restoration with uncompressed binaural soundtrack. This seems straight up my alley, and it's not too old where it feels dated, but it's 1959. I'm assuming this is about World War II. So, yeah, but this looks really interesting. Again, I love me some anti-war films because I do love a film with strong messages. Even though I do like bullshit entertainment films, I like when a film is trying to say something. So, The Bridge, another complete blind buy, but that's the fun about collecting, is that maybe you'll discover movies that you love, and if you don't, it's a Criterion Blu-ray, so typically they kind of hold their own value. And now we have one last film that I remember telling myself I will never pick this up because I despise some of these films, but the collector in me was like, you son of a bitch, you have to pick this up. This is the only film that you don't have in the collection on 4K, and that is goddamn, for $20 though, for $22, you know, for two 4Ks for $20, that's $10 a 4K, and it comes in a pretty nice digipack, and that is the amazing Spider-Man duology. I hate these films so much, but again, I actually that's a falsehood, because I like the first movie, and then the second movie is stupid. I like some of the moments where Spider-Man is being Spider-Man, but I don't know. It's just it like that montage where he's just being Spider-Man and going and helping people in New York is fine. It's just I had a bad experience when I watched it for the first time, and the second time I watched it, I was like, these are the movies that they replaced Sam Raimi for, and it's because, you know, it's more of my own personal grudge against Sony and against Mark Webb as opposed to the performances, because for the most part I think they do fine. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, they're fantastic actors. The guy who acted as Green Goblin, I forgot his name temporarily, but yeah, he was in that other sci-fi movie that I absolutely hated, Valerian. Oh, garbage movie. And Jamie Foxx is absolute cringe in this. The character writing was terrible, because at least in Spider-Man 3 you had a whole slew of reasons why you would connect with the villains. You know, Hobgoblin being not just a thrown-in character like, hey, remember me? I'm Harry Osborn from your childhood, but we don't know. I mean, you'd have to kind of, you know, connect the dots together when it came to Amazing Spider-Man 2. But in Spider-Man 3, we had 2 full hours of them being really good friends, and then the second one, they kind of, you know, distanced themselves because of, you know, Peter Parker's relationship with Spider-Man, being that he's his photographer, kind of, so he holds resentment. And the third one, it goes overboard, and then they come back together as dear friends. And then, you know, same with Sandman. Sandman is even though he is rushed into this movie, you understand his reasons why he is a criminal to help his daughter who has cancer. That he doesn't have much of a background in much education, so he resorts to bank robbing. And then same with, and then that's why and then he also has a backstory of him being Uncle Ben's killer, which makes it more of a thing. And then the only negatives would be the Venom in this movie, Edward Brock Jr. And then even though you still understand his motives, that's basically what every single villain is in Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I know a lot of people shit on Spider-Man 3, but I feel like easily Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the worst Spider-Man film, or live-action Spider-Man film at least. But I own Spider-Man 1 to 3 on 4K. I own Homecoming. I own Far From Home. I own No Way Home. These are the only two that I didn't own on 4K, and now I have it in my collection. I do own the Blu-rays, actually. I do have it right here. Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is a nice Best Buy exclusive limited edition Marvel comic on that. So I got this for $5. And this does have the Master in 4K. This is a nice looking Blu-ray. But yeah, my collector brain turns into mush when I see films that are lacking in my collection. And it's a nice digibook. Now I will say I do like the first movie. That's not a movie that I hate. I know a lot of people don't like the first movie. It's just painfully average, and it's just. But I watched it when I was like 12 years old, because it came out when I was 12 years old, and it has a nice, again, a nice little kind of nostalgic thing for me being 23 now. But yeah, because also they're able to, Mark Webb is able to kind of, fight at his strengths. Mark Webb is a great writer when it comes to just two people falling in love, and you really get that with the awkwardness of Peter Parker. Even though I don't believe the awkwardness, even though he's, again, Andrew Garfield, fantastic actor, I guess he's too good looking, maybe? I don't know. Like, he looks like a skater bro, like a bad boy, but like he's not. Like, he's supposed to be a nerd, as I voice crack. But yeah, so that was the last pickup of the haul. Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2 on 4K Blu-ray, and that's it. That's the Canada Day Blu-ray 4K Steelbook haul. I hope you enjoyed today's video. We picked up a lot of really good stuff here. A bunch of 4Ks, a lot more successful than I was hoping for, which is a good thing, I guess. And I got a pretty nice stack of Blu-rays, 4K Steelbooks. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I am Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning. Whenever you're watching this, please stay safe. God bless. Peace, cheers. Long live physical media. See you guys. Peace.